All right, so after learning systems of linear equation, we will now apply them in problem solving. Now look at this lady. She said that we have a situation in our hands and we need to solve it now. Yes? And in solving, you think, you plan, you solve, and then you look back if it's reasonable. We'll go over this and we will use the methods we learned in the past. Are you ready? Here we go. So remember in the past, we've been solving for systems of linear equations, right? And we've learned to use several strategies. And we learned graphing. Remember, y is equal to mx plus b. Graph them wherever they meet, then that's the solution. And then in substitution, look at this, y is equal to that. We make them equal to each other. And then we solve for x. Remember that? And then we use addition and elimination. Remember, if there's a negative 2x on top and a positive 2x on top, you could cancel that so that you could solve for y. Once you solve for y, then you could solve for x. But sometimes you cannot eliminate. So actually, there are basically three ways. If you cannot eliminate, you could do multiplication. You multiply your equations so that you could use the addition elimination. All right. So remember those four methods. We will use any of the following. All right. So steps to solve for word problems. Remember, they will not give you the equations immediately. You will have sometimes to make your own equation. So number one, represent your x. Specify what does x represent. Does x represent the number of wheels in a car? Let y represent what? Okay, be specific. Y represents the wheels in a motorbike. Okay, so after identifying that, you will make two equations. Okay, however you write those equations, it's up to you. Equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, now based on the equations, you could use graphing. If it looks like y equals mx plus b, you could use substitution. If x is alone, then you could substitute it to the other equation, or y is alone, substitute it. Or you could do elimination, addition, elimination, if you could easily cancel one of the coefficients. All right. Use multiplication to adjust it. Okay, next. After solving for x and y, check by substituting so that you know your equations are true. And then interpret the meaning. Okay, after knowing that x and y will meet at this point, what is the meaning of 4 comma 9? All right, you'll have to interpret. Is it 4 minutes? They will meet at 9 miles. Okay, so those are the sequence. All right, let's read this problem. Okay, Jessica and her sister Ellen both have dogs. Jessica's dog, let's start with Jessica's dog, weighs 5 pounds and gains 3 pounds each year. All right, now next, let's look at Ellen's dog. Okay, Ellen's dog, which weighs 13 pounds and gains 1 pound a year. All right. When will the dogs weigh the same? All right. So let's identify the variables first. Let x be the number of years. All right. Number of years. And let y be the year where dogs weigh the same. All right. Same. Okay, so let's make equations. Let's start with Jessica. Jessica's dog, all right? So the weight where it's gonna be the same weighs what? 5 pounds. 5 pounds is already there, and 3 pounds per year. We don't know how many years, okay? So next, let's look at Ellen's dog. Let's write letter E. For Ellen's dog, Y, the weight of the dog would be what? It says 13 pounds. So 13 plus 1 pound a year, so 1x or simply x. Okay, do we agree with those two? So now we have two equations. Y is equal to this and y is equal to that. All right. So actually you can graph them, but we don't have a graph paper now. So what we can do is to do what? We could do substitution. So y and y are the same, therefore both of these equations should be the same. The weights should be the same because that's our objective. All right? 13 plus x. We now solve for x, okay? So we want the x to be together on this side, minus x for you, minus x for you. That cancels out. That becomes 2x is equal to 13 plus 5 is still there. I need to take away the plus 5. Minus 5 for you, minus 5 for you. That cancels out. 2x is equal to 8. I need x to be alone. Divide by 2, divide by 2. That cancels out. X is equal to 4. Oh, so in 4 years, their weight should be the same. When? In 4 years. And what would be the weight of those dogs? Okay, if you want to know the weight of the dog, you could put a check. So let's use equation 1 or equation 2. Okay, so let's use equation 1. Y is equal to 5 plus 3x. So that means 5 plus 3 times 4 years. Remember, 4 years? So that's going to be 5 plus 12. That's going to be 17. All right. 17 pounds will be the weight of Jessica's dog. How about Ellen's dog? All right. Y is equal to 13 plus 4 years. Let's see. 4 times 1 is 4. So 13 plus 4 is equal to 17. Yes, the weight will be 17. So your answer will be in 4 years x. Okay, so let's write 4 years. The weight of the dogs will be what? 17 pounds, right? That's how you interpret your answer. Now let's have a second one. So 2 times a number plus 10 times the second number is 20. All right, that's one equation, obviously. 30 times the second number plus 3 times the first number is 45. So let's write down our equation. Something is equal to 20. And on the other side, something is equal to 45. All right, so let's write them down. Let's write them down. Let's say let x be let's use x as one of the numbers, the first number, obviously. The y would be the second number. All right. 2 times a number, so 2 times our first number plus 10 times the second number, 10 times y. See that? That's the first equation. Is equal to 20. All right. 30 times the second number, so 30 times the second number is a y, not x, plus 3 times the first number, 3y, 3x, all right, is equal to 45. Okay, we're good. Now, look at this. Can we cancel anything? You're a 2x, you're a 30, you're a 2x, you're a 3y. No, I can cancel you. You're a 10y, you're a 30y. No, I can cancel you. Okay, but let's think of something that we could cancel, all right? So let's multiply this. I want to focus on the y's. If you become a negative 30, I could cancel you with this. So to make 10 a negative 30, I multiply by what? Times negative 3. Okay, everything is times negative 3. Let's do that then. So that becomes what? Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 10 is a negative 10y, 30y, my bad, is equal to negative 60. All right? So now you could see the negative 30y. Right? I just change the equation to another form. Now, I will use the second equation. I put it under. The y goes here, 30y, positive, okay? And then the 3x goes there, that's positive, equals 45. Okay. Obviously, I could cancel the negative and a positive. So that becomes a negative 3x is equal to negative 15. All right. Divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. Cancels out x is equal to 5. So the value of the first number is 5. So if you want to know the value of the second number, plug it into any of them. So let's say I want to use 30y plus 3x is equal to 45. So 30y plus 3 times 5 is equal to 45. 30y plus 15 is equal to 45. Minus 15 cancels out. 30y is equal to 30. Divide by 30 cancels out. So therefore, y is equal to 1. So we already have our solution. Our solution is 5 comma 1, meaning 5 is the first number and 1 is the second number. All right. All right, so let's read this. Alex cleans out her handbag and finds a pile of dimes and quarters, okay, coins. But the total coins is 27 coins. But the total value now, okay, the exact value is $4.20. How many are quarters? So what are the needed variables here? X would be the number of dimes. Y would be the number of quarters. Quarters. Okay. Let's first our make equation. Okay, dimes and quarters, and the total is 27 coins. So how do you write that? Simple. X plus Y is equal to 27. All right, second equation. So in the second equation, we're now talking about the value. If you add them together, okay, in terms of the value, it should be $4.20. So a dime is 0.10 or 10 cents plus the number of times the number of coins plus 25 cents. How many dimes do we have? Y, I don't know. You could write X like that. And if you add them up, the total should be $4.20. Okay, we're good with that. You could rewrite this as 0.10x plus 0.25y equals $4.20. Now, if you look at the first equation and the second equation, there's nothing to cancel. They're all different. But let's cancel something from the x so that the y will be remaining. If only this would become what? I want it to become a negative 10.10. Negative 0.10. So I will multiply it by what? 0.10 negative. All right, let's multiply each. Multiply each. That becomes 0.10x plus 0.10y equals 27 times 0.10 is negative 2.7. Oh, by the way, this is negative, negative, right? Because we multiplied everything by a negative. All the results are negative, right? So let's put this down below. That's a positive 10x, 0.10x plus 0.25y equals 4.20. All right. So obviously this cancels out. Finally, I can now add the y. I will get 0.15y is equal to 1.5 over there. All right, next. Divided by 0.15 divided by 0.15 cancels out. Y is equal to 10. Do I need to solve for x? Well, it's not asking for the number of dimes. It's just asking for the quarters. So you could say there are 10 quarters. Of course, if you want to know the number of dimes, what do you do? x plus y is equal to 20. Therefore, if you know the quarters are 10, 27. So x plus 10 is 27. What's the missing number? Minus 10 minus 10. X is equal to 17. But you don't need that. You only need this. Okay, so we're good. All right, let's read the problem first. Sierra is selling bracelets to raise money for the language club at school. Each bracelet with yellow bead sells for 5. Yellow 5. Each bracelet with orange bead sells for 6. She raised 660, wow, for the club. The number of bracelets with yellow beads that Sierra sold is 8 more than twice the number of bracelets with orange beads. Let's represent Y as the bracelet with yellow and R represents the bracelet with orange beads. Which system of equations will solve the number on each type of bracelet? So we want to know, look at the choices. There are two equations. Now let's see which equations make sense. Take note, Y represents obviously the yellow, right? And R represents the orange bracelets, beads. Okay, so let's focus on the first equation. We know that at the end, she was able to get 660 money. All right. So how much is the yellow? The yellow is $5. So 5 times the Y. Remember, the Y represents the yellow. And then how much is the orange? The orange is 6. If the orange is 6, that's going to be 6. What variable now? R. Okay. The money you raised for both, you add them up. This could be correct. Not you. This could be correct. This is different, not you. So we have two choices left. Now we need a second equation. The number of bracelets with yellow beads. So the yellow beads is Y. That Sierra sold is. Is means equal. 8 more than. Okay, 8 more than, you switch places. Twice the number of orange. That goes here. 8 more than. So plus 8 was added to what? To the twice. Twice. Twice means times 2. Orange. How do you write that? Twice the orange R. All right. So which equation would have this one? This one is okay. This one is okay, but not the first one. R, no, you forgot the twice. So it cannot be you. Definitely, this is the correct answer. Got it? Okay, next, second problem. In 1 hour, a bakery sold 5 muffins and 9 bagels for a total of 25.50. In the next hour, 3 muffins, 12 bagels, 28.50. Let M represent the price of muffin and B the price of the bagel. Drago wrote the system of equation. Oh, thank you. The equation is already there. 5 muffins, 9 bagels. That's the amount. Okay. So what is the error? Ooh, there's an error. Let's figure out then. All right, 5 muffins, 9 bagels. 5M, 9B equals 28.50. Correct. The next hour, 3 muffins. 3M plus 12B equals 28. Ooh, look, 28.50. And what do you see? 25.50. What is the total here? 25. Did you see what happened? Okay, so let's see. Draco should have set the first equation equal to 25 and the second to this one. See? That's already the answer. Okay, wrong numbers were placed. Okay, is the first equation like that? 3M? No, not 3. 9B for the second? No, it should be 12B. All right. 5M. No, that's not the first. That's not the second. That's the first. Okay, cannot be that. So this is the correct answer. What is the best first step in solving this problem? Is there something I can eliminate? Look at the C. No elimination, no elimination, no elimination. Therefore, if you cannot eliminate, you either multiply the first or multiply the second. Let's see. Multiply the first equation by negative 2. If I multiply by negative 2, you become a negative 10C minus 8D times 2, 10. Times 2 is 20. Is there anything to cancel? None. Solve for the D in the second equation. You cannot solve for the D because the C you don't know yet. Not you. Solve for the C on the first equation. You cannot solve for the C because the D is missing. Not you. Okay, let's try this. Multiply the second by negative 2. Okay, let's multiply all of this by negative 2. The result will be negative 2 times 3 is negative 6C. Negative 2 times negative 2D is negative 4D. Negative 2 times 16 is negative 32. All right? Will that be helpful? Will that be helpful? Yes, because and eventually you can cancel out the D. See that? So this makes sense. A company sells t-shirts for $11 each and sweatshirts for $19 each. The number of t-shirts sold was this one, 10 fewer than 3 times the number of sweatshirts sold. Okay? The t-shirts and sweatshirts sold for a total of 1,970. How many t-shirts are there? So let's call the t-shirts the X and the number of sweatshirts the Y. All right, so we could identify. Remember, you need to make two equations. So let's start with 11X plus 19Y. If you add them up, okay, the sales should be 1,950. All right, but we need the second equation. Okay, that's where did we get this? There. We need the second equation, and this will help us to make the second equation. All right. The number of t-shirts sold, so the t-shirts is what? T-shirts is X. The number of t-shirts sold, X, was means equal 10 fewer, 10 fewer than. Whenever you see the word fewer than, they switch places. So minus 10, 3 times the number of sweatshirt. 3 times the number of sweatshirt is Y. There you go. Equation 1 and equation 2. Now, in order to solve this, look at this. X is already alone. That means I can substitute method. All right. So, instead of writing X, I will write 3Y minus 10. See that? Let me copy now the rest. Your 11 plus 19Y equals 1970. Not 5, but 70. Okay, so 11 times 3 distributive property is 33Y. 11 times 10 is negative 110 plus 19Y is equal to 1970. Okay. Get rid of, oh, let's combine like terms, 33 and 19, 40, 52. That becomes 52, right? So let's write it down. 52, let me use the red ink, 52Y, all right, minus 110 equals 1970 plus 110 plus 110, that cancels out. 52Y is equal to 0, 7, 8, 9, 10, carry 1, 2. Okay, 2080. All right, the last step is divided by 52, divided by 52. Okay, Y is equal to 2080 divided by 52 is 40. So what's the meaning of that? 40, is that the t-shirt or sweatshirts? Y represents sweatshirts. Sweatshirts. But we don't need sweatshirts, we need t-shirts. Okay, so how do I do that? Use any equation. So look at this. This is an easy equation. I will use this. X is equal to 3 times whatever sweatshirt you have, then take away 10. So 3 times 40 minus 10. That becomes 120 minus 10 equals 110. X is equal to 110 t-shirts. Right, so our answer is 110. Okay, so that's it, guys. Remember, results is equal to action plus motivation. Good luck. Bye. Do your work well.